What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj. Today we're going to be talking about the former Oklahoma City Thunder Big Three. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment an idea down below, a video you want to see from me, a suggestion, an idea. All is welcomed, and I have a gaming channel. If you're into that kind of thing, please hit that link in the description and you'll see what I have to offer there. So, of course, I already introduced what we're going to be talking about, and it's the big three that currently lead the NBA MVP race, or at least the one according to NBA.com. Every Friday they post an updated list of who so far are the MVP candidates. And no, I don't copy that list to make my videos, which are like similar to that. The videos that I made a couple. I'm probably gonna make some more. I made a couple that were like the top 5 MVP candidates so far, and then a couple people who were honorable mentions to those top 5. Now, yes, as I said, I make my own. They're my opinion. But in this thing, they have the top 3 players in the MVP race to be the 3 players that made up the Oklahoma City Thunder's so-called Big Three back in the day when they were contending for an NBA title in the Western Conference. They were in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat, and that's, where we realized that these 3 guys were all very special players. And I think we all knew that Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were big-time guys before that. But they only got better, and James Harden proved that he was a franchise superstar player as well later on. We all know how that Big Three ended. I mean, a trade from OKC to Houston, James Harden gone to the Rockets for a couple picks that didn't really amount to anything except, it wasn't really picks. There were some players, but they didn't do anything in the picks. One of the picks was Steven Adams, so you can say that's a little bit of a success there. But overall, it was just a bad trade for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And of course, we all know about what Kevin Durant did this offseason, leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder for the Golden State Warriors, the super team, in free agency to play with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the previously 73-9 Golden State Warriors. I just want to talk about the dominance. I think it's crazy because I used to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder, and when I used to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder back in 2011, and I'm not saying this like I was like an OKC fan. I'm saying like that when they were in the playoffs, I would watch OKC games like I would watch any other game. It's not like anything special, but I would just see these guys and play and think, Kevin Durant's the clear leader of this team. Back in the day when it was 2012 around. Kevin Durant's the clear leader of this team. And Russell Westbrook is a great second guy. And James Harden is like a good scorer off the bench. Like, that's basically what I was interpreting from watching a Oklahoma City Thunder playoff game. Because we all know that James Harden came off the bench and Thabo Sefolosha questionably starting in his place. Obviously, for defensive purposes, James Harden, yes, we know that he's not quite the defensive player that anybody else at that position probably in the league is. I'm kidding. He's probably better than a few people, not gonna lie. There are some pretty awful defensive players out there. But he wasn't good. That's the point. And yes, he's traded. And if he had played good defense in Oklahoma City, he likely would have started. And not only would he have started, but he probably wouldn't have gotten traded either. They probably would have opted for him over Serge Ibaka. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they brought him off the bench primarily because they wanted a scoring punch for their second unit, or maybe because Harden, Westbrook, and Durant took away from each other too much, and they thought that if they spread it out, got guys on the court, in separate timestamps, they got guys on the court at different times. They had a lineup where they just had Harden and the rest of the bench crew to come in, and Harden could really lead that second unit. Maybe that would be a better option, and it doesn't really matter now because we all know how it ended up. They didn't win a title, and they all split up. Now, it's funny because these 3 guys that were all on the same team are now, arguably the 3 best players so far this season. And I'm not saying they're better than LeBron James. I would never say that. But so far, they've had more impactful seasons, I would say. And not that LeBron's not doing anything, because he certainly is. He's having a fantastic season. But these 3 guys are playing great. One is not like the others. Kevin Durant's season this year is not as good as Russell Westbrook and James Harden. There, I said it. Now, we look at KD's numbers, and they're a little bit down. He's averaging 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4.5 assists on 53% from the field and 40% from 3. So he started off really hot, cooled off a little bit, but still is madly efficient at this point of the season, and the Golden State Warriors hold the best record in the NBA at 22-4. We take a look at James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Now, these guys have been playing very similar types of basketball. Triple doubles, carrying teams, and winning more games than we thought. I think those are three things that come to mind when we think of James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Let's start with Harden, because I think that there's a chance that you can put Harden over Westbrook. You look at the team's records. Harden's Rockets 18-7 in the West, absolutely fantastic from them, and the Thunder 15-10. Now, no way can I say that Westbrook's responsible for any of these losses, because he contributes so much on a game-by-game basis that it's so hard to imagine what would happen with him off the court. Because I'm actually hearing that the Rockets are really good with Harden off the court. I'm not sure the same can be said for the Oklahoma City Thunder when their superstar Russell Westbrook is on the court. I might have to take back what I said about Harden having a better year than Westbrook because of the winning, because when you look at Westbrook's stats, it kind of just defeats any argument ever. 31 points, 10.8 assists, and 10.7 rebounds. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Russell Westbrook is and has been averaging a triple-double. 25 games into the season. This is absolutely unheard of. No one in the NBA does this. No one in the NBA is doing this, and no one in the NBA has done this for a very long time. Now, this is definitely more impressive just because of the numbers, and you could say that he's hurting the team. You could say that he's just stat padding. Well, actually, the win totals for the Oklahoma City Thunder are very unprecedented. I mean, it's not really something that we anticipated, the Oklahoma City Thunder coming out and starting 15-10, just because you look at their supporting cast. Your second, third best players are Steven Adams and Victor Oladipo. I mean, those aren't exactly superstar caliber players, if you know what I'm saying. They're good, but they're not enough help to be a championship contender or really even a playoff team. But Russell Westbrook is someone that can really lead that kind of team, and he's done that so far. I think 15-10 should be seen as successful so far for the OKC Thunder, especially considering after those two guys, your best players are Andre Robertson, Enes Kanter, and Anthony Morrow. I mean, it's not exactly a great situation for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this season, the Houston Rockets have much more help than the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's why Russell Westbrook he's having the best season so far. He's the MVP so far this season. If you ask me, you got to give it to the guy who's leading a team full of pretty much scrubs to a 15-10 record. That's pretty crazy. It's just not something that we see. But really, the main point of this video, other than to elaborate on the success of these three players now splitting up and now playing on their each individual teams, is how good they've become since splitting up. And a lot of people will say, well, if they all stayed together, they could have made a championship team. They could have been so great if James Harden was never traded. Well, I argued that I don't think James Harden would have gotten that much better. I don't think he would have played like he played in Houston his next season. I don't think that, because I don't think James Harden really even improved that much. So what I'm saying here is that James Harden going from Oklahoma City to Houston, and his stats just exploded. I don't think this is because he got a lot better. I don't think he just transformed to a superstar player. I think he always was that guy. I just think that in a limited role, when you're the third guy, there's only so much you can do. And I know you look at teams like the Cavs, and you see Kevin Love absolutely going crazy now because he's found his role. You look at a team like the Warriors, and Klay Thompson's still able to contribute well. Fine. But James Harden, I don't think you're ever gonna see a guy put up, what is Harden putting up this season? Hold on, I don't even think I went over this yet, but Harden's putting up 28 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. There's no way he'd be able to put up numbers like that. You'd never see him be like that. And obviously, yes, this team would be amazing if they had this Kevin Durant and this Russell Westbrook and this James Harden on their squad. But I don't think they all would have played like they're playing. I know. They all want the ball, and they all are the guy for their team. And I know that Kevin Durant, it's a little debatable with Kevin Durant because KD plays on a team with Steph and Klay and Dre, and those guys all have the ball in their hands for significant portions during the game. But I think that this team, yes, it would be fantastic to see, but I think that it's really helped them actually to separate themselves from each other because it's really shown how great they can be in terms of leading a team. And I don't really think that James Harden was ever meant to not be a number one guy. And the same goes for Westbrook and KD. I think they're all number one guys, and they all want to be that guy. Maybe KD's not because he wants to settle and he wants to play a team concept type of game where it's like him and Curry and Thompson and Green are all on the same level and they're all doing shit. And we all know that KD's better than Green and Thompson, but they're playing a team concept. It's not like they're playing like Green is the number 4 guy or whatever. It's like they're all playing together, which is a real team concept. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section if you have any. If you don't, that's fine. Just remember to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.